Thank you to Mrs. Ginger Martin and the LHS Symphony Orchestra, and Mr. Dale Dahl and Mrs. Jeannie Olson, the LHS Wind Ensemble. Graduates, will you please stand, and family members and everybody present, for the playing of Good afternoon. I am Ronald Rasmussen, the very proud principal of Lincoln High School, and I'd like to welcome you this afternoon to the Class of 2015 Commencement Ceremony. Before I begin my prepared remarks, I'd like to offer a sincere apology to those students whose names were inadvertently missed in the program this evening. Those family members and those students will have a new program printed for them, as well as all graduates will have a new program printed for them also as a memento for this occasion, so I sincerely apologize for that. It is with great pride and honor that I represent the staff, faculty, and administration of the School District of Wisconsin Rapids this afternoon. I'd like to welcome all family, friends, and guests to this commencement ceremony for the 300 graduates in front of you today graduating in the class of 2015. They are the 112th graduating class from Lincoln High School in Wisconsin Rapids. We are delighted to have you here today to participate and share in this celebration. We especially like to thank those of you who travel long distances to join us for this momentous occasion. This class holds a little special place in my heart. 3 years ago, we both walked into Lincoln High School together. We may have been in awe of the size of the building, wonder how we'll all work together, and just hope that dreaded senior that you heard about wasn't going to throw you in a locker or take it easy on you. I know it's a big building. I think it took me about 18 months before I opened the last door. This class has excelled academically. They have taken a great amount of advanced placement courses, the first College English 101 and 102 courses offered on site, and earned credits at Mid-State Technical College worth thousands of dollars. This class boasts a National Merit semifinalist and a finalist, a Cole Excellence Scholar, and dozens of students who were awarded awards and scholarships at our scholarship night a week and a half ago. Due to your outstanding academic pursuits, LHS has earned the Advanced Placement Pacesetter Award for the second year in a row. Only about 50 high schools in the state of Wisconsin earned that award. We were also honored by advanced placement on the 5th Annual Advanced Placement Honor Roll. We're one of only 547 schools across all the United States and Canada to earn that honor. And lastly, the Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools is rated as a top school district in the Wisconsin Valley Conference and also in Southwood County. Your hard work, graduates, have made this possible. I would be remiss if I did not mention your teachers, support staff members, and administrators from kindergarten on for pushing you, encouraging you, and guiding you towards success. Thank you to all those WRPS employees. The class of 2015, you have excelled and received a great public school education. And now today you'll be together as a class for the last time. Some of you will stay in Rapids, others of you will move within the state of Wisconsin, and others of you will be moving out of state in the United States and around the world. I encourage you to spread your wings, explore the new opportunities that await. Go out, meet new friends, and explore. Lincoln and Wisconsin Rapids will always be part of who you are. Treasure it, grow from it, and be proud, because you are a Raider forever. So it is with great pride I offer you congratulations and a big thank you to your families for their support and encouragement over the last 13 years. Celebrate today and all of your accomplishments that have led to today. And as you begin your future endeavors, I would be remiss not to mention a quote from Abraham Lincoln. The best way to predict your future is to create it. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Class President Hunter Langhoff to the stage to welcome the class of 2015.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Education, distinguished faculty and guests, teachers, parents, and friends. I am Hunter Darren Langhoff, Class President of the graduating class of 2015. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the ceremony today. I am sure the vast majority of us here today are thrilled to move on with our lives and pursue what the future holds. I am also sure that many of us will miss the 3 years we survived here at Lincoln High School. Today, we say goodbye. We say goodbye to the lifestyle we lived for 13 years and welcome new opportunities of our future. We say goodbye to the faculty favorite, scrumptious, mouth-watering, tantalizing, delicious Mama Rosa's spaghetti. We say goodbye to our lockers and our locker buddies that we bonded with for so long. The most important goodbye we will say is to each other and to the past we created as a class. At the end of the day, good or bad, we stuck together, and that's what really matters. Today is the beginning of our future. We spent many years learning how to share, act, and play. We learned these valuable skills in the first couple of years of our educational career. These lessons continue, and some of our fondest memories were on field trips, sporting events where we cheered very loud and got a little weird, and on vacations with our friends on spring break. Today we celebrate the passing of all these lessons, but also the new learning we will do for the rest of our lives. The lessons we take from our experiences here at Lincoln High School are never ending. Day in and day out, we learn the things like how to interpret and reflect literature, how to identify every bone in the body, and of course, what we can and cannot do on social media. We were surrounded by preparation for our future in order for all of us to succeed. Now we are faced with the challenge of moving on into the world in which problem solving is in high demand. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't think of a better group of people to fill that demand. Class of 2015, we are the future business owners, survivors, motivational speakers, and congratulations, Class of 2015, and welcome to this graduational ceremony. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome our highest honor graduates to the stage. These students have spent a great deal of time over the past 3 months planning today's senior address. They selected a theme, brainstormed their part, coordinated responsibilities, and they are about to deliver a great senior address, beginning with Cassie LaMarche.
Well, this is it. After all the tears, laughs, struggles, achievements, and everything else, we made it. Life is always unpredictable, and that unpredictability might scare us or make us excited. Today, we reflect, remember, and look to the future with song quotes that we feel define our high school experience. Songs have the power to bring out so much from within us, from memories to emotions. Lyrics help us remember the good and the bad times. This is the playlist that we consider to be great songs to sum up our life before, during, and after high school. They are songs you have listened to before and loved, yet they have lyrics that spoke to us in many ways. Class of 2015, this is your playlist. Life after high school isn't easy. Responsibilities pile up, and it can be overwhelming at times. But if life was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Remember that feeling of accomplishment you had when you actually worked towards something and succeeded? Tests that you studied hours for to get an A on? The hours you spent on a project that you were proud of? All those moments that you were proud of yourself. The moments of pure happiness made this all worth it. And this moment shows all your hard work was worth it. As you leave today, you may cheer, "I'm done with high school, good riddance." And graduation is something to celebrate. But the lessons you learned throughout your struggles in high school are the things you take you places in life. And I'm not talking about the endless things you learned from copying notes off of PowerPoint and memorizing them for a test. I'm talking about the people skills, coping strategies, and even things you learned about yourself. All of that truly matters. And remember, no matter where this unpredictable life takes you, never forget you matter. Even though sometimes it may seem like a dark cloud may never pass, in the end, everything will be all right. As you walk out the Fieldhouse doors one last time, realize how far you have come and how much you grew. There are people here who are proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. Never give up on your dreams, and don't be afraid to struggle. You can't change the past, but you are in control of your future. Make your life worthwhile. As Green Day so perfectly summarizes, it's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Today marks the end of a major chapter in our lives. The past 4 years have been the most memorable of my life. From the friends I have made to the memories I can cherish for a lifetime, it has been a privilege to be part of the class of 2015. While I'm certainly looking forward to the next chapter of my life, much like all of you, and all the opportunities ahead of us, I believe Trace Atkins' song, "You're Gonna Miss This," reflects on our high school experience. You're gonna miss this, you're gonna want this back. You're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. I'll admit, I'm like the majority of us. Or I was like the majority of us, counting down the days until graduation, promising myself to never look back. That is impossible. I'm sure each and every one of us has many experiences we wish we could go back and enjoy just one last time. From athletics to fun times with friends, high school has left me with many of these special memories. One day, we are going to look back and wish we could live the days of high school all over again, dreading the fact that we once wished it away. Atkins continues, "These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're going to miss this." With this being said, I ask you all to take a good look around. This is the last memory that all of us will be able to share together. While today marks the end of one chapter, it begins another. I would like to thank you all for such a memorable experience and wish you the best of luck in the future.
All of us have completed our first step of life, and after this, we start the real life. We are all going in different paths. Some of us are going into school, some into the military, and some are going right into the workforce. No matter what you choose to do after high school, there are going to be times we have to make choices. Whether it is further your career, start a family, or do something you've never done before. OneRepublic sums it up perfectly by saying, "I hope you spend your days, but they all add up. For life is about the journey and not the destination. Make your life count before it is too late." Someday you're going to look back and think of all the should-haves. I'm saying now, don't wait until that day. Choose today to live your life in a way that will benefit something. whether it's yourself, your family, or a stranger you met on the street. Make your days count for what they are worth. Whatever you plan to do after high school, always remember your values. Do not let them go, or let someone or something change them. Your values and your beliefs make up who you are. They are qualities you've acquired growing up, and you have them for a reason. Whether you know that reason now or not, hold on tight to them and never let them go. Now go, live your life in a way that you can say, I lived.
Throughout high school, adults were constantly telling us that we would miss it, and we are constantly disagreeing with that statement. I bet that most of my fellow classmates are all thinking the same thing. I just want to be done with Lincoln so that I can start the rest of my life, making money and living independently. It sounds nice to me. However, now that we are actually done, I think that we are realizing we will miss parts of it. Could the adults have been right all along? Will we miss it just like they say? There's a quote from the song that Bryan Adams wrote at the age of 25, just a little older than we are, called Summer of '69. The line from the song goes, "Oh, when I look back now, that summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, I'd always want to be there. Those were the best days of my life." He sings about the fun summers which are part of the high school experience. We all know that summers are short. It is school that seems to last forever. However, this last year and this coming summer should be the most memorable times of all. We will all be busy with preparing for college or working, but we will still need to take time to enjoy it and have fun. No matter how you spent this year or spend this summer, participating in sports, fishing, working, or even playing video games, make this year one to remember. Our lives will take us all in very different directions, and we'll probably be so busy in the future that we'll have to make time to slow down and enjoy things. But this is our one last chance to be kids. After this summer, it's all boring old adult stuff like taxes and responsibility. So go out and make this year your summer of '69, so that when you look back on these days in Lincoln High School, in beautiful Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, and the banks of the mighty Wisconsin River, as Mr. Hankey always so proudly proclaims over the PA, you have fond memories of spending time with friends, laughing, and eating heart-healthy, delicious Red Raider hamburgers, which at some point we all voted on as being our favorite, even though orange chicken was really the best. I really hope that someday we can all talk about the summer of '15 as our year to remember, the best time of our lives.
As a child, we are told we can be whatever we want to be when we grow up. An astronaut, a firefighter, a doctor, or even a princess. Parents and teachers have told us to believe in ourselves and to follow our dreams. Some of us have changed our mind a million times on what we want to do in our lives, and some of us still don't know what we're doing. But no matter what you choose to do with your life, strive for excellence. Throughout our high school career, we have made some amazing memories. I'm sure we can all remember an exciting sporting event, a memorable play, dance, or concert. As we begin our lives after high school, we need to remember to hold on to that feeling, as Journey recommends in their song. These great memories have shaped who we have become as people, and we have created lifelong friendships. After high school, it's the start of real life, and it isn't always going to be easy. But just because we are starting a new chapter of our lives does not mean we need to forget all the great things that have happened in high school. We need to take these memories with us as we go. As we now conclude our final year here at Lincoln High School, I think we should stick to the same mentality we had when we were 5 years old. Don't stop believing. No matter what direction we choose to take with our lives, the doors of opportunity have opened. If you believe in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals, you can become whatever you want to be. So remember, wherever life takes you in your future, don't stop believing and hold on to this feeling.
It's my life, it's now or never. In this song, John Bon Jovi describes perfectly how we stand here today on the precipice of a great abyss, the future. No matter where we go or what we do, there will be more triumphant successes and greater failures than any of you have ever faced. I encourage everyone to meet those challenges head on. In order to move forward, you cannot simply get by. Reach for excellence in everything you do and in every endeavor. However, failure in some form is inevitable, whether you're doing what you want or not. Since that's the case, you might as well do something you love. Your time is limited, so don't throw it away living someone else's dream. or yielding your own inner voice to the chaos of others' opinions and their perceptions of who you are meant to be. Be brave. Follow your intuition, because it somehow already knows what you really want to become. But above all, live passionately. In true Bon Jovi style, he once advised, "Nothing is as important as passion." No matter what you do with your life, be passionate. Because he knew that impassioned failure is better than disenchanted success. If you choose to be utterly dedicated and engage with an open heart, therein lies your true victory. Be courageous and be yourself, because after all, it's your life.
Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten, sings Natasha Bedingfield in her song Unwritten. Today is the end of our high school career, but it's also the beginning of our future. High school and the years prior have composed the prologue to our book. Everything we have learned and experienced in those years has prepared us to begin writing the first chapter in our book. High school has been an experience that we will never forget. It's a place where we laughed and cried, a place where we developed friendships that could last a lifetime, a place where we tried new things, and a place where we found our interests in life. Everyone has experienced late nights studying for tests, endless amounts of homework, and feeling stressed about the future. Those experiences that we've encountered have helped shape us to be the people we are today. We survived and learned from those experiences. Our prologue has come to a close, and now it's time to turn to a blank page and begin writing our story. The future isn't written. Each of us will be going our separate ways to begin our story, whether it be continuing to pursue a higher education, serving our country, or traveling the world. Everyone's story will be different and unique. That's the beauty of a blank page. It can become whatever we want it to be. It's time to be unique and stand out from the crowd. It's okay to be different than everyone else. Don't be afraid to try something new, because life is about making mistakes and learning from them. Nobody's story will be perfect. Don't let the challenging parts in life stop you from writing your story. Take time and enjoy life and all the experiences that go along with it, whether they're good or bad. Remember that no one else can write your story for you. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Open to a blank page and begin writing your story. Thank you.
And at this time, it is my honor to introduce the LHS Choir, led by Director Kathleen McConnell. Great job, LHS Choir. Exactly. Senior student council members voted on who would give the faculty address this year. John Schmidt is a graduate at UW Stevens Point and started teaching at Lincoln High School in 1996. He teaches law and American history, and for the last 11 years, his team taught American Dream with Dennis Kelly. Dennis Kelly has been an English teacher at LHS for 27 years. When he started, we still had blackboards and did not have any computers. He is retiring at the end of this week. So if you're looking for him after that, you can find him mowing his lawn and writing a sequel to the Scarlet Letter entitled The Purple Number. So without further ado, class of 2015, here is your last American Dream with Mr. Kelly and Mr. Schmidt.
One more time, senior class. This is it. Mr. Kelly, this is kind of it for you too, but I love that song Unwritten because it kind of reminds me of this process that Mr. Kelly and I went through when we were preparing for the speech. I kind of know, I know my place in kind of the team here, and when it comes to speaking and ideas and everything, there's a varsity and there's a JV. And you know, the creative ideas and stuff, that's Mr. Kelly. So I kind of sat back and I was waiting for him to get some ideas flowing and the speech going, but it wasn't happening. So what I had to do is talk to a higher power. Yes, I talked to his wife, and the very next day he comes in carrying the speech. So here it goes. And it's about community. And when we start talking about this, the idea of community starts way back for all of you that had 4-year-old kindergarten or kindergarten class. And in it, the teachers try and teach you about police officers, teachers, doctors, firefighters, and everybody in a town, everybody out there today that does their part and comes together and makes a community. And when they're all working together, it creates something bigger than themselves. And the thing that makes a community strong is when you give into it more than you receive. And if you buy into it and you give yourself into it, that becomes a real tight-knit community. But a community is more than just Wisconsin Rapids. We've got other types of communities too, don't we, Mr. Kelly?
You've been
Just a second. No, I got a microphone.
You've been a part of a community, whether you know it or whether you actually realized it or not, for a long, long time. Lots of different ones, like Mr. Spitz said, back to 4K. And this is just the latest community you're involved in. You're going to leave here eventually because you can't stay. They will kick you out. And you're going to be part of communities all over the place. This is just the first of many, and one that you're going to remember, hopefully, because of Mr. Schmidt's speech for a long, long time.
I can remember the graduating class of 1989, and a couple of the speakers from your class came up here and shared some quotes from some of the songs, and I realized I was old when you were quoting these old-time songs that I grew up with. But I remember all those times from my high school in the class of 1989 at Stratford because of the shared experiences that we had. And it was more than pictures. It was the face-to-face, it was the human contact that we had. For example, kindergarten, I was kind of a bigger kid, much like Trevor. Trevor, stand up. Much like, that's a big man. That's a big man. Now, I didn't have kind of the, like he has, but I came running into kindergarten all excited, and we had this little teeter-totter thing in there, and I jump on one side, and the little boy next to me, he went flying, and there was some tears that happened out of that, but what ended up happening, you know, well, the teacher was concerned, so I was, and what ended up happening is that kid became my best friend. Fast forward 12, 13 years, and we're going to prom together with our dates, and he still is my best friend. And it's that kind of shared experiences that you guys have had over the last 12, 13 years here in Wisconsin Rapids. Things like sharing that anticipation and anxiety before the big game, building a house together, the class discussion that you might have had in a class, musical performances, or the musical that you put on. And that's the kind of stuff that builds you together. The nicknames that you got, Rashosaurus, Buzzy, Crockpot, or one of my favorites just to say is like Vanda, hey, hey, hey. It's those things that built your community with your class. And that could have been the canoe trip that you took in Fayette, or Mr. Kelly, you probably relate to, that anxiety that you felt if you tried to get a doctor's note to get out of Fayette. I'm just trying to relate. Or, Mr. Kelly, do you remember your community, your class?
Yeah, you ever hear from those people that you graduated with, Mr. Schmidt?
I've called them a few times, but they never call back. Do you remember your graduating class, Mr. Kelly?
I graduated from Gary, Indiana, and most of the people are either in prison or recent parolees, so no. But before you leave, take a look around, because all those people, the other people that are dressed exactly like you are right now, in those funny red hats and those gowns, that's the community. And those are the people that are going to be, you're going to remember forever. They may be your best friend. The people that are sitting next to you, the people that are 15 rows away, those are the people you're going to be with for the rest of your life, some of them. Unlike Mr. Schmidt, who never hears back from people. You have the same teacher, you survived the same classes, you read some of the same books. Well, at least you were assigned the same books. And don't worry, because Spark Notes, that's kind of a book without the messy, plot, character development, all that kind of stuff that you really didn't care for. You've got shared experience, and that's what makes you a community. That's what a community is. But since this is a graduation speech and we have 5 minutes and he wasted a whole lot of it already, we're supposed to give you advice, at least I think that's why we're here. And so here's the advice. The first thing is, and you probably have heard this before in a number of different ways, it's better to give than to receive. And when I was younger, it didn't make sense to me either. Because if I had a choice between getting a gift or giving someone, I want the gift. But to be part of a community, you've got to put others first. And that's the most important thing. And the idea is that you give in order to later on get something back. It's a kind of a nice reciprocal arrangement that you have. Okay, here's number 2. I'm still on. Back off. Oh, it's yours.
Stick to the script is what I was told prior to this. And the second bit of advice is, the selfies, the Facebooks and stuff, that's cool, but boy, if you really want that community, you got to have the face-to-face. Face-to-face interaction. Look somebody in their eye, shake their hand. That's the kind of stuff that really builds community and really brings people together. And the Facebook is cool, but let's keep in mind that those things that you put on Facebook and the people that you are posting to, that's an extension of a community that you already built. So make sure that you're making that face-to-face contact with people. Yes?
If you're given a choice between getting a lot of money or moving someplace where you have can get a lot of money, or a place where you know that you're going to be in a community where there are lots of friends, choose the place where there are lots of friends. Because friends are going to come to your funeral when you die. The money is going to stay in the bank account. Okay? And getting closer and closer to that time, I'm looking around for friends. So what you want to do...
I'll be there.
No, thank you.
I'll be there.
Thank you. So put your roots deep down into the community. That's where the nourishment comes from. And you're going to get a whole lot more interest there than from a bank account. One last piece of advice, remember where you came from. And that's Wisconsin Rapids, and that's Lincoln High School. And with these people that you're with. You're going to walk out of here and you're going to go in a whole lot of different directions. And that's the way it is. That's the way it has to be. That's the way it's always been. But don't forget where you came from. Because you're going to carry that and this with you forever and ever and ever. And this is a really good start. Big finish?
Big finish.
Finish.
How do you know you've been in the community here, class of 2015? Because this last month, the school's been winding down, and that feeling that you've been getting, excitement, anxiety, that's because you know that this community has been coming to an end. That's because today is it. And with that, it's that feeling that you got when you walked down to your 6th-hour teacher's class, and you said that, thank you. And you said, that's okay if I'm late to my 7th hour, because I was talking. It's the feeling that you got that last day, this Thursday, when you're down in the Commons and you're giving those fist bumps, high fives, and hugs to your friends. And it's the feeling you got when you put that perfect message in the yearbook. And every time that that person reads that message, that's when you know that you've been in a community. Mr. Kelly and I, we thank the class of 2015 for letting us be a part of your community. It's been an honor being around you for the last 3 years, and we congratulate you.
And now for what we've been waiting for all afternoon. I ask that you please remain seated and withhold your applause until all the graduates have received their diplomas. If you'd like to come closer for a picture, you may come down to my right, but please stay behind the black rope. Thank you in advance for following this request so that every family member can see and hear their graduate's name. Esteemed school board members and WRPS administration, it is my privilege to declare that a student sitting before you today have met or exceeded all the requirements for graduation set forth by the School District of Wisconsin Rapids and the State of Wisconsin statutes, and request that the Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School diploma to be conferred upon them. I'd like to call to the front John Bembo, WRPS school board member, Dr. Conley Dickman, WRPS superintendent, and Casey Drake, LHS associate principal, to assist. And now, here's the class of 2015 for Lincoln High School. Tyler James Ossing. Danielle Ray Aberderis. Cody Theodore Abel. Bradley Allen Ollis. David William Akey. Logan James Elft. Shelby Rose Elft. Jacob Howard Alness. Allison Jean Anderson. Brooklyn Victoria D. Anderson. Cole Michael Anderson. Tessa Barrett Art. Alexa Jade Armagas. Brett Lewis Arnold. Trevor Allen Ashbeck. Kiera Lynn Ashenberg. Vincent Lee Barajas. Reynaldo Angel Marcinus. Shannon Jeline Barrett. Jennifer A. Barth. Alex James Maziner. Anand M. Matia. Ashley Marie Bauer. Latana Leanne Baird. Douglas Robert Black. Adam Scott Millard Bush. Logan Adam Betcher. Cordell Robert Bonney. Courtney Irene Bonney. Beth Marie Borski. Molly Luann Bortz. Anthony William Boyd. Brianna Lynn Brandel. Irene Breda. Misty Lynn Gorman. Allison Nicole Brost. Danielle Elizabeth Brown. Emily Louise Bubla. Rachel Annette Kelness. Austin Cole Capelli. Killian L. Carter. Elizabeth M. Challoner. Megan Leah Charette. Hannah Marie Chalinsky. Nicholas Lee Como. Alexa Nicole Coombs. Libby Grace Carell. Caitlin Suzanne Crotto. Regina Miranda Cudworth. Dylan Charles Dietz. Clayton Dean Disher. Brooke Marie Dozier. Matthew Joseph Ellers. Ariana Sydney Ehlert. Danielle Lynn Elgersma. Harmony Sky Ellingson Peters. Dakota Cole Elvers. Patricia Marie Engel. Alyssa Marie Erdman. Rachel Elizabeth Aaron. Zachary James Irwin. Casey Thomas Esselman. Trenton David Estes. Damian Joseph Ray Evans. Emma Louise Exner. Michaela Rose Volkolski. Laura Renee Feenstra. Morgan Virginia Firk. Nathan Douglas Flinders. Benjamin Paul Fox. Hannah Marie Fox. Sierra Patricia Frank. Destiny Lynn Franklin. Jaron Thomas Franklin. Reed Allen Frederick. Nathan John Freund. Leon Paul Furban. Diana Jean Gertner. Olga Maria Garcia. Abigail Marie Garfield. Paige Allison Golke. Hunter Garrett Geiser. Andrea Leanne Gerber. Joseph Michael Gilbert. Zachary Paul Gilmaster. Haley Irene Genter. Caleb Michael Goodenough. Andrea Danielle Grimm. Patrick Ronald Grimm. Taylor Ann Grimm. Joshua Stephen Hagan. Jared Taylor Helber. Benjamin Thomas Hanneman. Victoria Dawn Hansen. Melissa Ann Haskins. Grady Madison Hall. Patrick Joseph Helder. July Marie Henriksen. Derek Keenan Hennessy. Mikkel Marie Herman. Matthew James Hilke. Olivia Ray Huffman. Max Wayne Holbach. Elizabeth Helen Hoppa. Spencer Allen Howard. Megan Christine Hughes. Sierra Rose Huser. Marcus Henry Hutnick. Brady Scott Jacken. Nicholas Daniel Jacken. Destiny Lynn Jackson. Hudson Thomas Jarasinski. Patrick Thomas Jennings. Elijah Allen Jinsky. Bianca Natasha Johnson. Lindsay Marie Johnson.
She's okay.
Bryce Jarrett Jostin. Brandon Michael Judnick. Kayla Marie Karpowitz. Ashley Michelle Kaufman. Zachary Edward Kautz. Cami Elizabeth Keepers. Austin Matthew Kerber. Cody Ray Kester. Chang Kang. Chang Hu Kang. Koob Fin Kang. Non Kang. Sue Kang. Tom Kang. Tracy Kang. Antonia Law Kudrowski. Jordan Allen King. Nicholas Chester Kazeski. Devin J. Klobuchnik. Corinne Noel Klopotic. Jeremy Allen Cook. Ashley Nicole Coleman. Michaela Jo Conan. Hannah Rose Kraus. Lindsay K. Kraus. Taylor Lee Kraus. Taylor Marie Kreiner. Lucas Stephen Cruiser. Lucas Peter Creer. Sabrina Walker Crone. Abby Lynn Kruger. Aaron David Kruger. Caleb Shane Polhonic. Jacob Davidson Kunder. Jeremiah John Labarge. Alyssa May Loeffler. Cassandra Marie LaMarche. Hunter Darren Langhoff. Katie Lynn Larish. Haley Christine Larson. Samantha Rose Leach. Yang Sue Lee. Trenton James Lehman. Landron Andreas Levine. Courtney Jean Leela. Brianna Josephine Lindvig.
Yeah, Brianna! Yeah, Brianna!
Kaylee June Liska. Caitlin Marie Livernash. Nathaniel David Lobner. Jacob Lauren Lutke. Cody James Lutz. Alexander Paul Marg. Jordan R. Martley. Krista Ann Marzofka. Thomas Matuzak. Caden Taylor McDonald. Gabrielle Kate McNaughton. Michaelangela McCosey. Marita Mametti. Ethan Aaron Mercer. Luke Wyatt Murtis. Charles Arthur Miller III. Salem Diana Miller. Justin Christopher Milner. Jennifer Marie Mills. Samuel Anchor Mitch. Wyatt Joseph Mitch. Cordell Robert Middlestead. Scott Allen Moten II. Zachary James Moeller. Alexis Rose Molsky. Dakota Daniel Monson. Deborah Lynn Moon. Emily Elizabeth Moore. Dylan Thomas Morey. Tesla S. Morgan. Tanner Ryan Monroe. Tracy Lynn Newman. Jared Brett Nichols. Nicholas Michael Norton. Cole Matthew Oshasky. Samuel Allen Oshasky. Andrew Franklin Olivares. Zoe Ashley Marie Olson. Holly Angela Olson. Thomas John Reinke Olson. Lonely Elizabeth Patino. Hunter Lee Paul. Jared Alexander Pilot. Nicole Alyssa Fanning. Ashley Ann Piltz. Haley Paris Place. Wesley Allen Ballman. Cody Michael Pataki. Ryan Andrew Potter. Katie Marie Powalish. Riley Edward Presley. Isabel Francine Price. Matthew Charles Provost. Andy D. Butter. Jasmine Amber Polchinski. Natasha Ray Pudsky. Austin Lee Quarters. Kaya Sky Randorf. Matthew Tyler Rasmussen. Joshua Jacob Reed. Nicholas John Reber. Margarita Marie Revelito. Savannah J. Reeves. Gabrielle Robert Renner. Molly Marie Rice. Timothy James Rittenauer. Haley Marie Rivard. Antonio Lucas Ross. Cabretti Ross. Logan Sierra Roy. Larissa Marie Krasinski. Sadie Nicole Rucker. Jordan Alexandra Russell. Grant James Sharmer. Jason Atticus Arthur Shedrick. Ryan Michael Shingle. Sarah Grace Schmidt. Shayna Marie Schmidt. Victor Epson Adler Shue Knudsen. Melissa Rachel Schrader. Michael John Schultz Jr. Brett Lawrence Schwalbach. Tyler Lee Sinal. Matea Nicole Shabel. Ethan Gregory Sheets. Jesse Ray Sheldon. Roxanne Elizabeth Jean Sitz. Lindsay Taylor Skirvin. Amy Jo Marie Smith. Rachel Roseanne Steen. Kate Jeannie Sorensen. Alexandra Elizabeth Sosen. Dakota West Sprague. Jeremy George Stotts. Holly Ann Steinhilber. Gives me a chance to get a drink. Jace Robert Stewart. Alyssa Marie Stockheimer. Eric Taylor Stojak. Cole Davidson Sturm. Samantha Bonoy Sweat. Savannah Ray Swantek. Mark Antonio Taylor. I knew that was coming. Cha Tao. Gauser J. Tao. Hong M. Tao. Tong Tao. Bethany Elizabeth Thomas. Michaela Ray Thomas. Bo Jacob Thompson. Hunter John Thompson. Jordan Taylor Thurber. Cassandra Rose Torkey. Alexis Maria Tosh. Jamie Jane Vanderhei. Pee Wee Wang Yang Wang. Sierra Rose Viscar. Raina Lee Bolts. Carissa Brooke Verwink. Justin Theodore Verwink. Emily Ann Wongan. Taylor Christine Wagner. Matthew Allen White. Jason James Weirnick. Sierra Lane Willard. Bailey Christine Williams. Logan James Wimmy. Preston Wayne Witt. Samantha Rose Whitberg. Tyler Kent Whitberg. Jacob Lewis Wogan. Sarah Rose Ojan. Anna Marie Wolf. Colby James John Wolf. Colton G. Wolasic. Tyler Link Wolasic. Noah Thomas Musso. Chia Mi Zhang. Chao Yang. Melina Asia Yang. Sarah Elizabeth Maxon Young. Sydney Danielle Young. Dana Ann Zeman. Aaron Jeffrey Zimmerman. Zachary William Zernheld. Holly Ann Zwicky. Cole Martin Ladowski. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give a big hand for the class of 2015. Graduates, will you please stand? I am now going to call to the front Melissa Schrader to proceed for the movement of the tassel. Melissa. Now will everyone please stand for the singing and the playing of the Lincoln High School alma mater. If you don't know the words, they're right behind me.